Allah have blessed Rasulullah ﷺ with his beloved daughter, Sayyidah Faatimah al-Zahra. She was the last born. And usually, the last born is the most dearest to the heart of her parents. We have a common say, they said, أحب الأطفال الأبناء إلى آبائهم المريض حتى يشفى والمسافر حتى يعود والصغير حتى يكبر. The most beloved child to the heart of his parents, the sick one until he recovers, and the one who's traveling is far away until he come back, and the young one until he grows up. So usually, the last born is the closest to the heart of his parents. So Sayyidah Faatimah, she grown up within this family, blessed family, her father Rasulullah ﷺ, and her mother Sayyidah Khadija bint Khuwaylid. And she grown up in a manner and all that. And Sayyidah Khadija actually, she gave her the breastfeed. She fed her herself, which was not very common. You know, all the honorable family, they hire a foster mother or a witness to breastfeed their children. But Sayyidah Khadija, she insisted to give her breastfeed herself. Sayyidah Faatimah was very much looking like Rasulullah ﷺ in his features, in his manner, and everything. She grown up within this blessed, happy family. And then, when she was 5 years old, the revelation started. And Rasulullah ﷺ, as you mentioned last week, when he came and told Sayyidah Khadija, she immediately accepted Islam, and she was the very first person to accept Islam. Followed by her children, Zainab, Ruqayya, Kulthum, and Fatima. So Faatimah al-Zahra, she accepted Islam when she was 5 years old. So she was the youngest Muslim to accept Islam. Then the da'wah started. Challenges Rasulullah ﷺ was facing going on, and all the hazards which he faced from the people of Quraysh, until they decided to apply sanctions against Rasulullah ﷺ and his entire family. And Abu Talib, he found that the life of Rasulullah ﷺ in threat, so they decided to move to the valley of Abu Talib, or Sha'b Bani Abdul Muttalib. And this was very hard time. They spent 3 years under these full sanctions. No interaction, no business, no marriage, nothing. Sayyidah Faatimah, she was 13 years old. And the sanction stayed for 3 years. So when the sanction was left, she was 16 years old. After the sanction was relieved, then Rasulullah ﷺ, he lost his uncle Abu Talib. And that was a great loss to Rasulullah ﷺ. And a few days after, he lost his beloved wife, Sayyidah Khadija bint Khuwaylid. So this was the very first shock in the life of Sayyidah Faatimah al-Zahra when she lost her beloved mother. And said, Ya Allah, Allahumma ajirni fi musibati. Oh Allah, support me for that great loss of my mother. At the same time, Sayyidah Faatimah, she started to take care of her father. Because now the other two sisters, they married, Zainab and Ruqayya. Kulthum was 1 year ahead, older than her. But Sayyidah Faatimah, she was the most energetic, the most enthusiastic, and she was looking after Rasulullah ﷺ, taking care of him. That's why they call her Abiha, the mother of her father. In the Arab also, they give such title, the one she's looking much about her father, they call her the mother, like the mother of her father. Then the people of Quraysh, after Rasulullah ﷺ, he lost his uncle and then his wife. In fact, the people call this year Aam al-Huzn, the year of sadness and sorrow in the heart of Rasulullah ﷺ, because he lost the physical support and the moral support. Now, the people of Quraysh, they started harassing and humiliating and giving Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam too much trouble after he lost his uncle and his beloved wife. They put thorn on his way, they put dirks, they harass him verbally and physically. But the worst, it came when the people of Quraysh, they gathered around Al-Kaaba al-Musharrafah, and they said, today we want to have fun. Who is among you people who's going to do something to Muhammad to make us smoke and laugh? Then a man called Uqba ibn Abi Mu'ayt, he said, I will do it. And he waited until Rasulullah ﷺ came to the masjid. And waited until Habibi ﷺ was in sujood. And he got all the offals of a camel and put it on his back. Sallallahu alayhi. Habibi ﷺ, he can't raise his head because of all this on his back. And the people of Quraysh, they just laughing. And the few Muslims there, they were just none of them got the courage to go and defend Rasulullah. Then his beloved daughter, S.A.W, Faatimah, she walked in and found Rasulullah in this status. She started crying. And then she took off all these offals from the back of Rasulullah. Then Habibi when he saw his beloved daughter crying, you see how much humiliation when your daughter seeing you on such a status. So he told her, لا تبكي يا بنيتي فإن الله ناجز أباكِ. Don't cry, my beloved daughter. Allah is going to support your father. And Allah is going to fulfill His promise to your father.